Now, if you loved MakeCode, however, you would like to be able to manage your students and collect all of their coding sample in one single click, then Microbit Classroom is the program for you. Often we have to share devices and students may not be completely finished with a task when the bell rings. My solution for you is the Microbit Classroom. Students can work on their task and at the end of the lesson, the teacher can download all of the classwork and the next lesson, open it back up again for students to continue on with their work. Let's check out the program and see how easy it is to use. The Microbit Classroom is very simple to set up. You give your activity a name. I tend to use the year group that I'm working with and then what the activity is. So it could be Year 7, flashing heart. You can choose the programming language, either MakeCode or Python. And I'm going to use temporary local storage. Launch the classroom. Now in the classroom, you can complete a code setup, then provide the shared joining details, view the student's work, and save the classroom file at the end of the lesson so that you have one single repository of all of the students' code for that lesson. Under the editor, we can provide the basic blocks that we would like the students to work with, or we can leave the area blank if you want them to create by themselves. Because we're going to use a flashing heart tutorial, I'm actually going to click basic and I'm going to drag into the area some of the blocks that they're going to use so that for the students that are struggling, they know which ones they're going to have to put into their code. So you can see that I've dragged a forever and a show LEDs onto the screen. In the dashboard, we can provide the details for the class to join. So they'll go to the URL microbit.org/join. Each classroom will have their own code to enter. So for this classroom, you'll have silver, panda, speedboat, guitar, and a pin. Now, by having both of those options, the classroom is very safe to join. You'll see you'll also have the number of students that will have joined that classroom. As students join, they'll be asked to enter their name. If you would like to keep the students' names private, they can use an alias, or you can get them just to use their first name. When I go to the top to have a look at the student's code, you'll see that I have one student in the class now and they're in progress, which means they've got the page open and are looking at the code. When the student starts to create, I can click on their name and their code will start appearing. So you can see in real time, the code will appear as they create. This will happen for all of your students in your class. You can click on their name and have a look at the coding that they're working on in progress. Once they've finished all of their coding or the bell has rang, you can click on the Save Classroom. You have the option of downloading the classroom file to cloud or to the computer that you're on and saving it for future use by ending the session. If I click on Download the Classroom file, you can see the download will appear at the bottom of my screen. I can move it into the area in which I plan to save those files. And if the students have not finished then I can resume the classroom by using my classroom file, opening the file again, and clicking on the resume button. From the student's point of view, so the students type in microbit.org/join at the top URL. Then when it comes to joining the classroom, they have to choose the color that was provided, which was silver. They have to find the animal in the drop-down menu. That was a panda. They have to choose their transport, which was a speedboat, and their object, which was a guitar. Then the pin makes the classroom hard to get into. And then when they hit continue, they're asked to enter their name. So this is where they might want to enter an alias or their actual name or just their initials. So they can still use, students can still use the emulator on the left-hand side to see what their coding looks like, the same as MakeCode. The teacher can see the coding that they've created, and once they've completed their item, they can download the same way as in MakeCode, or you can click I've finished and choose how they felt. So if it was a very simple activity, you can give it a very big smiley face. And then you can sign out of the classroom, and the teacher then has the copy of what they've completed.
Now in the kits, we don't actually provide iPads. However, if you're looking to extend the kit usage and use extra school or BYOD devices, the microbit is also able to be used with an iPad. First of all, you'll need to download the microbit app available in the App Store. Now, because there is no USB-A port on the iPad, the microbit will require batteries, 2 AAAs, and then use its Bluetooth capability to share the code created by the iPad to the microbit. I find that sometimes pairing the microbit can be a little time-consuming. So I make sure that I connect the same microbit each time to the same iPad. To manage this, I use a very complicated system. I take masking tape and write a number on it, and then place both numbers on the items. That way, time is not lost when pairing each lesson. Watch along to see if this is an option that you would like to explore with your class.
This video is part of a series of support videos all about the kit that you have borrowed. To find the other videos in this series, head to the Learning Library and visit the kit page for the equipment you've borrowed. You can also find the full list of support videos for all of our kit on the YouTube channel. You can also join us in the Yammer community. If you have any questions or you'd like to ask teachers how they've used the equipment in their classroom, then why not join us on the STEM T4L Facebook community? It's a closed group. You can ask teachers how they've used the equipment and also share the work samples that your students have created.